Yes, good morning everyone. Welcome back. Myself Dhaneshwari A. Nula. Okay. So with respect to our last class, we have come across with shell's interruptive cycle. Okay. So wherein we had come across how does your shell demands back, or else how does your shell reacts back to the wildcards, or else to the meta characters whichever are placed across, or else which comes on its way towards the shell prompt there. Okay, so even we had come across with escaping and quoting so that we can nullify the meaning of these meta characters there. Then followed out with that we had come across with grep as a command. Along with the grep as a command which is used to search for a particular pattern in a document, okay, we had come across with various different options which are used along with the grep as a command there. Okay, then so with having all these basic information with us, okay, so let us get ahead with this next particular section, that is shell programming there. Okay, so what do you mean by the shell programming here? So you are coming across with C programming, okay, then C++, Java and all these set of things there. Similarly, with respect to shell, whenever we are working across, we can have a shell programming. As with respect to any C programming, we have .c as an extension. Here we will be having an extension called as .sh. Okay, so let us come across, there are few, as we are having some instruction formats for C as a programming language. Similarly, we have some instruction format for your shell as a programming language also. Okay, need not worry, shell programming is nothing but, as per me, you can make it as a deductions like what all you're working at the prompt, we can make a combination of all of them togetherly and we can call it across as a shell program. Okay, so as we have variables, okay, in respect to C as a program language, similarly we have variables with respect to shell programming also, and they are being addressed as shell variables there. Okay, so let us come across to know few basics there. Okay, there are two types of variables which we'll be speaking here. Okay, one is ordinary variable and one more is environment variable there. Okay, if you remember in my last prior classes we had come across this word called it as environment variables there. Okay, so any variable, like for example it can be emp, okay, anything whatever I take across as an name, so I can call it as a local variable there. Okay, but what are these environment variables there? Environment variables cannot be altered, always keep in mind, they cannot be modified. So for any specific desktop on which are you working, so for that particular desktop to appear, you have these environment variable values there. Okay, so for those specific values of the environment variable, so your desktop will be appearing based on that. But ordinary variables or any local variables, you can change it accordingly however you are willing across for your shell program or else any other respective programming language there. Okay, so let us come across to know with what can be called across as a variable names there. Okay, a variable is a character string to which we assign a value. Okay, the value assigned could be a number, it can be a text, it can be a file name, device or any other type of data, always keep in mind. Okay, a variable is nothing more than a pointer to the actual data. Okay, so variable, now like for example if I say a equal to 10, so a is a variable, 10 is a numeric type of a value which I am assigning to this particular variable called as a. Okay, the shell variable enables you to create, assign and delete variables there. Okay, the name of a variable can contain only letters. Okay, those letters can be small a to z, capital A to z, or else it can have numbers within it from 0 to 9, or else only one special character is allowed to be a part of a variable name, and that is underscore. Okay, so by conventions, usually always keep in mind Unix shell variables would have their names in uppercase. Okay, that is your environment variables are especially across within an uppercase nomenclatures. Okay, so let's come across here. If at all I have the following var underscore 1, var underscore 2, token underscore a. Okay, all of them are valid variable names. Okay, so how do you define any variables there? Define any variables is you have a variable name is equals to variable value. Now like for example I can have it as name is equal to Sumitaba Das. So name is an variable to me, Sumitaba Das is an value. So you can just observe here, this is a string type, I am using double quotes there. Okay, why double quotes? Especially always keep in mind when your string is an uh, what is a space defined or a space altered string there. So at that time always it is being taken across as an within double quotes. Okay, if not only Sumitaba is your respective entry, then you can just take it in even single quote is also allowed there. Okay, how do you assess these respective variables now? Okay, so now I have assigned a value to this. Okay, now if at all I use anywhere call out as only just name, okay, it will just echo, and if I use name, so it will print me name only. Okay, but I want the value of that variable to be printed. So at that time, always keep in mind what you have to do is we have to prefix this particular variable with your prompt there, that is with your dollar sign. Whenever any variable is prefixed with this particular dollar sign, so it means that the value of that variable is required and not the name of it. Okay, you can just see here for an example. Okay, if at all I use name is equals to Sumitaba Das, okay, within double quotes I have used it, then echo dollar name I have used. So what do you mean by this? Always keep in mind your shell script always starts with this particular phrase there, okay, which says that's a hash exclamatory sign slash bin slash sh. So this is nothing but an interpreter file which says that the following program whatever I am writing, okay, is being taken across through this path called out as slash bin slash sh there. Okay, echo dollar name I have used. So if I use only echo name, it will print me name itself on the screen. But if I use echo dollar name, what will happen? Sumitaba Das will be printed on your screen there. Okay, so similarly as I had described just now with environment variables, so these are your environment variables there. Okay, it's a variable that is available to any child process of the shell. Okay, some programs need environment variables in order to function correctly. Usually a shell script defines only those environment variables that are needed. So environment variables are not very particular. Okay, you can use it, but keep in mind you cannot have an alterations done with them. Okay, no modifications are allowed there. Shell. So shell, if I use this particular environment variable, so it will print me. If I use dollar shell, so it will print me which shell are you using there. Okay, whether it is a Bourne shell, whether it is a corn shell. Okay, these all type of value will be this particular environment variable be holding there. Display contains an identifier for the display that X11 programs should use by default. Okay, so what is the default identifier? Okay, so that is being used across by this environment variable called as display there. Similarly, I have home. Home is nothing but indicates the home directory of the current user. Okay, that's a default argument for the cd, that is built-in command. Okay, so whenever I use $home, so it will tell me what is your home path. Okay, whether it is Kumar, whether it is Sharma, so those things will be printed there. IFS is internal field separator. So whatever internal field separator I will be using, whatever value will be assigned for this, so that will be an internal field separator which will be used across the word splitting expansions after the expansion, whether it's a space, whether it's a hyphen, whether it's an underscore, these all indications are being done by this IFS there. Okay, then comes path. What does this path says? Whenever you are searching for a particular file or anything, so there are certain directories which are being searched there. Okay, what are those, or else who is assigning them? So this is the variable which is assigning it, that is path. Okay, it's a colon separated list of directories in which the shell looks for commands. So for any command execution, it will be looking across for these 6 paths whichever are been deduced, or else whichever are been added across by this path as a environment variable there. Then comes PWD. PWD stands for present working directory there. It indicates the current working directory. Okay, then comes, there are few more variables called out as random. Random is random integer are being generated which is between 0 to 32767. Okay, each time it has been referenced. Okay, then there is one more SHLVL. Okay, so it increments by 1 each time an instance of bash is created. So it is something like an instance of bash whenever it has been created. So at that time it will have an increment of that value. So by assessing this value, you can just come to know that how many number of users are working. Okay, so that's an indirect way of approaching it. Okay, one more is UID. UID says that it expands to the numeric user ID of the current user initialized at shell prompt there. Okay, UID stands for the user ID. So what's your user ID? You can get to know it by using this variable prefixed with a dollar. So you can just get to know the value of it. Okay, so those are with these are with environment variables. These are with simple variables there. Okay, so let us come across with a small example which is showing across by your environment variables there. Okay, you can just see here dollar echo dollar home. Okay, so what will be printed on your screen? It prints you slash root there. Okay, if I use it as dollar echo dollar display, okay, then dollar echo dollar term x term, okay, it will display you like this. Okay, dollar echo dollar path. Okay, dollar display is nothing but your screen itself is your display there. Okay, dollar echo dollar term, it will print you as x term. So that's nothing but terminal. On which terminal are you working? You are working on this terminal called out as x term. So if I use echo dollar path, it will display me these directories slash usr slash local slash bin, as I said you, colon separated. There is one more slash bin, colon separated slash usr slash bin, colon separated slash home slash amroot slash bin, colon separated slash usr slash local slash bin. So these are your directories which will be searched for any command usage there. Okay, there are two more environment variables that play a very important role. One is ps1 and one more is ps2. Okay, so these are, you can call it as prompt1 and prompt2 as environment variables there. Okay, whenever I type a particular command, okay, and I press an enter key, so at my next line you will find a greater than sign which says that my command is yet continued there. Okay, so this greater than is your ps2. ps2 is a secondary prompt which will be available. Okay, what is this ps1? ps1 is dollar sign which is appearing to you on the screen. So if I do not want this dollar, I want my own kind of a prompt, so I can change the value of this ps1. So ultimately this dollar changes to the symbol whatever you are willing for. Okay, you can add your name itself. Okay, you can add your name itself as a prompt there. The only thing is you have to reassign them. ps1 is equals to, okay, within quotes you have to reassign the new symbol whatever you want to use instead of this dollar. Okay, but keep in mind these are the changes what will be seen. If you change anything with ps1, your first prompt will be changed, that's your primary prompt. If you change anything with ps2, your second prompt will be changed there. Okay, so here I can just come across. So if I say ps1 is equals to, within quotes if I use a arrow like a symbol, so what will happen next time? You will never find this dollar there, you will find this arrow mark. Okay, so arrow marks will be replaced by the dollar sign. Okay, your prompt would become like this. Okay, when you issue an command, as I said, if at all you press an enter key, next a greater than sign will appear. Okay, so what is that greater than sign? That greater than sign is for ps2 as a shell variable. So here you can just see echo, this is and your pressed an enter key, so this greater than sign has appeared, this is your ps2. Okay, so then test within quotes. Okay, it will print you this is a test and the prompt will be there. Okay, but if at all I change it as ps2 is equals to dashed arrow mark, what do you say, two hyphens and a greater than sign, so what will happen next time? Echo, this is and when I press an enter key, instead of this greater than sign, this has appeared. Okay, so these are some small differences across with your environment variables called out as ps1 and ps2. Okay, so in my next video I'll tell you regarding the further things like dot profile as a file, and one more is we'll come across with an example for shell programming. Okay, thank you.